So obviously the other night, coming off a solid win over the LeBron-less and AD-less Lakers. I know we probably should have won by more than that, but we kind of had our second half, our something that's become common for us, losing these big leads that we have. But on top of the going on to LA, there's been kind of rumors surfacing, not rumors, but more speculative stuff if the Lakers want to blow it up this offseason. And Howard Beck and Chris Mannix had talked about the possibility of LeBron coming to Philadelphia before his current contract is up. And the made-up hypothetical trade they talked about if the Lakers were to blow it up would be to trade LeBron for Maxey, Thibault, and Tobias Harris. Eric, what do you think about this former teammate of yours and LeBron James coming to Philadelphia? And would you do this trade if you were Philadelphia?
If I were Philadelphia, yes. If I'm the Lakers, no. I mean, you get a chance that if ultimately what you want to do is try to win the championship. So if you're telling me that you can get LeBron James and keep your best two players, you wouldn't do it? Is that what you're saying?
What LeBron's talking about wanting to play with Bronny under any circumstance, though. So let's say he leaves after his contract's up. That's a 1-year rental. That's pretty risky, right?
Do you think you got a better chance of winning the championship next year with him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's why you do it then.
So get rid of Maxey and Thibault and like 2 picks for just a 1-year shot at the ring.
You think you got your best. So if you keep those guys, right, in 2 years, you think you got a better chance than that 1 year with LeBron to win the championship?
You mean
I didn't
after
say a chance? I'm saying, do you think you got a better chance?
I think so.
the 1 year with LeBron's obviously the best chance?
There you go. That's what you want. You want your best chance to win the championship. Now, I don't think if the Lakers are going to do it, like you can't do that, without getting tons of picks and all kinds of other stuff. So I know that.
Yeah.
But if we're just talking about it, I'm just saying, like, he gives you the best chance to win a championship. He's been there. He's done it. We know the attention that he's going to bring. So I'm just saying that's your best chance to win. I mean, that's why I think that if you want to do it, you want to get your best chance to win it. Like he gives any team that he's playing along with, when you bring along those guys. I know you look at their team now and say, well, they aren't winning it now, but they did a couple years ago, and Anthony Davis isn't playing.
If we won the championship, I'd say it was. I mean, we look back and say, yes, it was worth it. Even if we lost them after that. Like, we got our ring. Just like Toronto. I'm sure Toronto doesn't mind or regret the Kawhi rental. They don't care about that. They got their ring, whatever, right? But if we didn't win and he left and we lost Thibault and Maxey, then you're set. I mean, then you might have possibly ruined Harden and Embiid's championship window.
Look. Toronto got Kawhi. So if they didn't win it, right, and they lost tomorrow, but look at them now. It's still there.
Yeah, DeRozan was aging himself, right?
But they're only a couple games behind us.
Yeah, no. Toronto's in good shape, I'd say. But
they got a ring. They got a ring within the last few years, though. We don't.
See, giving up DeRozan, I'd say, would be like us giving up Tobias Harris. They didn't give up a lot of young pieces. I think Maxey and Thibault can possibly extend this championship window for Harden and Embiid, whereas LeBron would shorten it. Like
you're saying they can extend it based on having James and Joel, right?
Yeah. Having a younger guy to kind of come along during that.
LeBron James can win it without them.
Yeah. It shortens the window, though.
Yes.
It maximizes it, but shortens it. So it's like, okay, you got 2 to 3 years. If you don't win it now.
So at any given day, say, for instance, this happens and LeBron comes for 2 years, and you can have LeBron and you can have Joel and you can have James, and you could pick which one's your 3 on any particular night. That's tough.
Yeah. Would you worry about sharing the limelight in Philly? Because, I mean, LeBron's got he's got the lights everywhere he goes. It's Embiid's city. I feel like Harden's kind of taking a back seat because he knows it's Embiid.
Philly's different. Philly's not like a lot of these other places. Philly's different. You play, you win, everybody get the limelight. It's not a one person get it. Allen Iverson got it when we were there, and he got the most of it. Dr. J before us got it. but people still knew Mo Cheeks. They still know knew Moses. Like people, it's enough in Philly because there's so much enthusiasm. The fan base is so huge. So when you're winning, everybody will share it. Like obviously, some people get more, but it's enough to be shared.
But Simmons had a problem with that, apparently, sharing it with Embiid. He didn't like that Embiid was like the chosen one by the Philly fans, and he was kind of like the second fiddle.
I don't think Ben's issue was with the fans. I think Ben's issue is with the organization.
Yeah, because they also favored Embiid over Simmons as well.
So it could be whoever they're pushing. So I think it's more of that than the fans. You can't control who the fans don't like. I mean, that has nothing to do with you. So I think that was more of a personal who the team is pushing. So because of that, I mean, I personally don't think Ben had the, it's not that I don't think he had it. It's just that his personality is different than Joel's. So Joel is more funny, and so Ben isn't like that. So of course he'll have a different fan base because of that. But I think if Ben had a beef, I think it was because whoever the organization maybe was pushing.
Same thing with Butler too, right? When Butler came here, he's got a very like alpha personality too, but you could tell he kind of deferred to Embiid. Like, this is yours. I mean, you're a better player than me. This is your team. I feel like he didn't do that with Ben. I feel like it was kind of like, wait, hold on, you're not better than me, so I'm not going to anoint you second on this team or anything, right? Whereas LeBron, if he came here, I mean, maybe he would just say like, okay, whatever. It's your city. You're in your prime. I'm not. Let's just win. But LeBron,
none of them come in with the legacy that he has. So, I mean, he could come in no matter what his legacy. He's going to be who he is. He has Philly fans right now and never played for the Sixers at all. So, I don't think that he would have to do anything different. I think he's different because he's judged on the game and how the game is played and how his team is played. So all the other limelight and all that stuff is really irrelevant because he's going to get it no matter where he plays.
Yeah, that's true. And I feel like his playing style would gel really well with those two as well. I think he'd play a great 3-4.
Yeah, I mean, he's so versatile and so talented. He can pretty much mix and make any team better.
Yeah.
With the whole Bronny, I know he says he wants to play with Bronny under any circumstances. And right now, some of the draft experts, they have him as like a second round grade if he were to come out right now. Do you think that would change when it is time for Bronny to come out and LeBron still is, I want to play with my son? Do you think he will just become a top 5 pick because a team just wants to have LeBron on their team, so they're going to draft him to get LeBron? Do you think that will be the case when that does happen?
I don't know if anyone would draft him as a top 5 pick if he's not qualified. Not really qualified if they don't think he's a top 5 pick. But I do think that people will draft him to get LeBron. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that a team will do that. How high? I don't know. It kind of depends on the team and the assets and draft picks and everything else that they have. But I totally believe that someone will do it to get LeBron for a year and get that. I mean,
get those butts in the seats, man.
It's just, it's just, like, it's been done before. You look at Ken and his dad, Griffey. So it's been done before, but it's just so unlikely. And then you got a guy like LeBron, who's like Ken, but Ken was like the son. Like he was the son, but LeBron's the dad. And if I had a concern about it, it's it just puts a lot of pressure on Bronny.
Yeah,
to perform either then or especially when LeBron's not there. So it would be great to see. I'll watch it. I'll pay money to see it, and hopefully it happens. Yeah. Not just Bronny to play with him, for them to play together, but for him to be able to pursue that, and if that's really what he wants to do is pursue the NBA and have his own career and have a good and long one at that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the Kings and you're going nowhere right now, and you're like 7 overall, and you're like, man, we're not selling out anymore. We're not going to the playoffs anyway. Let's be honest. Why not just pick up Bronny at 7 and get LeBron? Like, we'll sell out every game. We'll sell 1 million jerseys. I don't know. I think
it's something like it's historical. So
yeah, it's something unprecedented. You've never seen someone get attached to a player like that before, right? I mean,
this just something that never happened. So no matter what it is, it'll be a big deal. We don't know how good the team. Obviously, if it's a team that probably feel like they can win a championship, the odds of them doing it is probably not high. But like you said, a team that's, struggling and maybe want to experiment and take a chance. And, we don't know. Like Bronny could, exceed expectations like his father did. I'm not saying he's going to be LeBron, but it's possible.
Yeah. And it would take a lot of pressure off him, too. I feel like if they went to a team like that, let's say they went to the Kings and they started actually playing well, rather like 6-7 in the East with LeBron, which is actually higher than the Lakers are this year, which is funny. But I don't think there'd be any pressure for Bronny to come in and perform in that regard, right? You just take your like rookie minutes at the end of the games and try to get better that way. But yeah,
I mean, I think at the end of the day, he has someone at home every night that can help him as far as improving. But then when you get in that element of actually playing in the NBA, and he's in your ear, but then you get to put the experience with everything that you've heard. He would get better just from the competition from the other players. And in games where he don't necessarily play, like guys still put in work. They're still, playing against each other, they're still competing. So he will definitely improve. But to have someone there that you're comfortable with, that's a terrific thing. But he would still have to put in the work to continue to improve. And like I said, eventually he would have to get on the court so that experience can pay off.
How awkward would it be if they had to pull him down to the G League? Like, you'd have to have LeBron in that meeting too, right? Like,
I would think that that would probably be good for him. It would be good for him because the G League, being that I coach in there, it's actually helped a lot of players.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Players, is one thing to work hard and practice, but the game experience is what they need to help get to that next level. So a lot of guys are improving, and then when they get in the game, it's still new. Well, the G League provides that opportunity for them to go and play in a system and play with basically the same plays that everybody else that you're, the team is running. So it helps you out a lot. So I think that, that would be great if he gets an opportunity to get in there and play with Bron, and then all of a sudden he was able to go down and get game experience if he wasn't getting it with the actual team from the G League. I mean, that's what the G League is built for. It's built for those opportunities for guys that are limited minutes to go down and gain that playing experience and come back and help prepare them for when their opportunity comes.
100%. I mean, if I was LeBron, though, I'd be like, kind of feel a little bait and switch. I came to you guys to play with my son. Now you guys got me, and you sent my son down to the G League. Now I'm just playing on a.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't think if LeBron's a realist, he's realistic. He understands that him playing with his son doesn't necessarily mean that he's telling teams that his son needs to come and play in the NBA 30+ minutes. Just think that, if there's opportunities and he's proven that he can play, then he'll be able to play. But I think for him to go down to the G League is a part of the process. I don't think that he would think that his son is too good for that. Like, if that's what's right in front of him, and there's players that most likely a young guy that comes in there will be some guys, especially at the guard position, that are ahead of you. Letting him sit over there and let him go gain some experience. It's one thing for them to keep him down there all year long. Now that's different. But to go down there and play some games and gain some experience and, play some, as many minutes as he can, I think that would be helpful, not just for Bronny, but most players that come into the NBA is playing limited minutes.
And plus, he'll be coming from high school. If he does come in from that point in 2 years, he'll be coming from high school. So he's not going to have that much game experience. So G League, like you said, it's helped out so many players. Christian Wood's one guy I can think of who, played for the Sixers, went down the G League, and then now, he almost made max money with the Rockets 2 years ago. So,
Chris Middleton.
Chris Middleton, another one. Yeah, there's so many guys. Yeah. And if this trade does happen, then I'd say to prolong this window, go and draft Bronny with our first pick, or trade up to get in the lottery to draft Bronny, so we can keep LeBron in house for a while.